Growing up in the jungle, we had to learn to rumble while walking on glass, being humble, told not to fumble. But being black, our only destiny is finding trouble by working minimum wage and trying not to struggle. We gotta find a better way, we gotta find a hustle. And push weight ain't the only way to gain the muscle. Innovate and create so you can elevate. Just know that when you make it to the top, they gon' hate you. Good evening, everybody. It's your boy Emilio, the Dawn reporting live from the Man Cave. Today I got a very special guest. My fiance's little brother. You know what I mean? And today we just gonna kick it back and just have a basic conversation about, what it takes to make something out of nothing, what it takes to persevere, overcome, and just bounce back. Especially in 2020, we've been experiencing a lot of different things during the pandemic, unemployment, just seeing the racism that's going on, just all types of things, man. Just being a black man in America in general. So pretty much that's what we're gonna dive into. But before we get into all that, tell the world who you are, what you do, where you from.
I'm named Jakeel. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Lynn, Mass. Definitely I work construction, LCBS. Let's get into it.
Alright, smooth. So the reason why I brought you to the Man Cave, or the reason why, I definitely thought about you when it came to the Man Cave is because when I first started, she said something to me, like, yo, Joel, why you never invited me on the Man Cave? You know what I mean? I was like, alright, so why the hell I want to bring you on the Man Cave for? Like, what's your story? He's like, yo, I got a story. He's like, yo, I want to tell people how I went from sleeping on the couch to making like 6 figures a year. You know what I mean? So, and I definitely want to bring him up here and have him tell that story because I know a lot of us, especially in the age range of, being a young adult to being a grown man, we find ourselves in the wrong place at life where we down on our ass or we at the bottom and we don't know how to get back up. So maybe if he tell his story, I might see something in his story that what you going through right now that can help you get through it, So before we even get into all that, man, just tell me what power means to you or define the definition of power, man. What is your power?
What power means to me, really, is something that no one else has. That's what it like. Me, I come anywhere I go, I can bring something to the table. Mm-hmm. Like that's the only. If I want to go somewhere, I want to bring something. I want to help this situation escalate.
Right. Right.
My power to me is that, truthfully, I'm very versatile. I can do a lot of different things. I can do pretty much everything.
Right.
I learn like this. I pick up everything fast. You can show me once, twice, that's it. I'm on it. There's no 4, 5, 6, 7 times I mess up. Nah, I'm on it.
Yeah. That's what's up. You see, and that from that I get adaptability. You're able to adapt. And from my personal experience, you did have a time you was working for me at Boston Sports Club when we was at Beacon Street. And,
Definitely.
And I ain't even really tell nobody that we knew each other or anything like that because I just wanted to see how you react with everybody else. And the way that you were able to connect with those people, whether they were white, black, Spanish, Asian, it doesn't matter. You built a relationship with everybody around you and you became a very personable person who people like and admire. That's very hard for black men of our stature in terms of being big black men in an aggressive form. Sometimes a lot of us don't know how to maneuver our way in certain environments. So the ability for you to do that shows your power, that shows your strength, that you're comfortable in different environments and especially in a corporate setting. So where I want to go from there, man, is just tell me about that story, man. Like you said, you was on the couch, you was sleeping on the couch, so like tell me that story. Well, what's the couch story?
So, a couple years back, probably 2-3 years ago, my mom, brothers, I'm coming back from college, didn't like it. Long story short, so there was too many. I grew up with six siblings.
Yep.
The house only had 3-4 rooms. My parents obviously had a room, so there's only 3 rooms for five kids.
Facts.
My sister, she just had a kid, my little niece Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a room. My brother had a room. My other brother had a room because I'm at college, so I got a room out there. So I dropped out of school, came back, sleeping on the couch. That wasn't working out.
Now before we get too far, you say you dropped out of school. Now you dropped out of undergrad or grad school.
Dropped out of undergrad.
Undergrad. What school you was going to at that time?
Fitchburg State.
Fitchburg. What you was studying?
I kept switching.
Every year.
I was there for 2 years. I think I have 3 different majors. I started at for business, then I wanted to go for law, then I switched it to like athletic training.
Okay. So you was just dibbling dabbling trying to find your route.
Yeah, I really didn't know what I really wanted to do when I was out of school.
Understood. So what made you figure out that, you know what, school's not for me and I just gotta go right now?
So originally, like truthfully, I went to school just to play sports. Like I was never a school kid, and when I went to classical high, I was just an athlete, so the teachers used to just, pass me by. Sports, definitely a sports thing.
Right.
And went to college, it was a whole different ball game. Like I was an athlete, so sports in college is definitely it's a different breed out there. You wake up 4 or 5 in the morning, go to workouts, you either gotta eat or you gotta go take a shower before class, because if you was a football player, all your classes was 8 a.m. So it was either eat or you're gonna go take a shower. You know what I'm saying? Get real fly for the shorty.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. So after I got injured at school, I was like, couple weeks went by, I'm like, damn, this school shit ain't for me. I'm going to class, nothing. I'm not picking up anything. One time I went to class and I'm sitting right in the front seat, and the teacher's talking, and I'm just looking at her. Her mouth's moving, but nothing was coming out to me.
Going through, I understand that.
Nothing was coming out to me, so I'm just like, nah, this ain't for me. It got so bad. I went to my final. I walked in, my teacher's like, you already failed my class. You don't even need to come.
Shit. So I mean, at that point, you was just like not even bought into it no more.
No.
You know what I mean? Like at that point, you was just sold out. You was just like, I don't want to do this no more. So when it came down to that point, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they may have walked away from college and hit rock bottom type shit. You get what I'm saying? Like they can't even get back up.
I hit the bottom.
Yeah.
Definitely. I was definitely there.
Facts. So at that point, you at the crib now. You said the whole family's in the crib. You know what I mean? You don't got a room because everybody living there. So what was your next step? How you got out that slump? How did you go from being unmotivated to leaving college to getting back on your feet?
So I was actually about 5 or 6 months. So there was 3 people already in the house. So I'm sleeping on the couch because he's my best friend. So he's like, yo, just come live with me. He wasn't working at the time because he got laid off for, his certain reasons.
That's dope though that he opened up the doors for you to come sleep at his crib though.
Definitely. That's to 15 years plus.
Yeah.
That's definitely my dog. Definitely.
That's what's up.
We just we sitting up 3-4 months straight. We sitting up from 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, all the way to 8 in the morning, just sitting up on the couch, smoking hookah, just talking. Like, yo, how we gonna get out of this? How we gonna make money? We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We can't just be broke, chilling on, because he had bills to pay. It got to a certain point where his bills, he couldn't reach it. I'm sleeping on his couch, and in my head, I'm like, damn, I'm living in their house rent free. He's hurting, I can't even help. You feel me? I can't even help him pay his rent.
Right.
So it got to, It got to a certain point. I'm like, alright, we gotta do something. So he's like, alright, we just gonna go job hunting. We're gonna go job hunting. So I'm like, alright. He got a job. He wasn't liking it. I'm still like, in my head, I'm like, nah, I can do better than this job. I don't want this job. This job pays too low. This job does this job. I don't like the way this dude was talking to me during the interview.
Yep.
So I'm not working for him. Then I'm like, I gotta stop being picky. I'm really gonna be broke forever.
Facts.
So I started working at a train station for a little bit. They was paying me real well. Then me and my boss, we kind of started butting heads, where he was telling me like, oh, the customer's always right, this, that. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely true, but to a certain extent.
Right.
I'm like, he's like, oh, like, they can walk up to you, push you, do all this, all that. I'm like, alright. He's like, yeah, they spit.
Nah, that's too much.
He's like, yeah, like they can spit on you. I'm like, alright.
Nah, you're putting your safety
yeah.
on the line.
I was like, at that point, I was like, I would gladly come walk my uniform to you because that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let anybody just disrespect me like that too.
Facts.
So, yeah, after I left there, I went to Brinks.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Brinks Incorporated, big money trucks.
Right.
Started doing that, got my LTC, started doing that, moving real smooth.
Right.
Always good. Then COVID happened, something hit the fan. I went from, it was paying me a certain amount, then when I came back from getting furloughed, they dropped my pay.
Right.
So I'm like, I got bills to pay, that's not about to help. I had plans moving to these places. I'm moving into these places,
right? And
the money that you guys are giving me right now
can't take care of my
definitely. I'm like, I'm missing rent because of these times,
right?
So one of my friends, Mike, love him to death. I call him, and he's like, oh, I'm like, oh, like it's not working over here. Like, can I come work over there?
Right.
Not even 10 minutes later, his boss called me like, hey, I want you to come in for
a job.
Yeah, I want you to come in for an interview.
Right.
Walked in there, he's like, yeah, we definitely gonna need somebody like you. He didn't have to say anything, nothing. I just walked in, yeah, we gonna need somebody like you.
See, so that's dope. What I get from that is perseverance, you know what I mean? Cause so, from the fact that you started off at your boy crib and you noticed that your boy was struggling and you wasn't no slouch, you know what I mean? Where you was just like, all right, I'm gonna just sit back and hold my boy down as well and not do nothing and just eat out his fridge and just sleep on his couch.
Definitely, because we was eating ramen noodles every night. We was
grinding.
Me and him was putting our money together to get one plate, sharing the plate.
See, y'all fed off each other. Y'all got that motivation. Y'all pushed each other. Definitely. So that's major, having the right people in your corner who's gonna push you to be better than who you even believe you can be sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
You know
it's always good to have good people on your side.
That's
always,
a fact.
Always.
That's a fact.
You'll really find that out when you're down. When you're down. When you're down, that's when you find out who's really with you, who's not.
That's a fact. That's real.
Like when you got money, you don't know because you're like, they with you for the money, they with you because who you are, you're popular, you're going to the clubs, you're buying all this, all that. They can be with you because of that. Then right when you're like, damn, like I don't got it, they fade away.
What was your first experience like that, where you could give an example where you noticed like you had it all? You know what I mean? Because I definitely experienced that in my life before.
When I had it all and lost it?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, you just had it all, you was lit, you was moving, you lost it all, then you noticed like the people who was there for you when you was up, they wasn't there for you when you was down. And how it affected you.
To be honest, it was actually back in college. Because when I first went to college, I was doing a little
1-2s, okay, okay.
I was so I had some friends that went to high school with me, and I was always a popular kid in high school,
Mm-hmm.
And we all went to school together. I stopped doing it just because I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like the effects on this could be real bad.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't want to do it.
Right.
All of a sudden, sophomore year comes, and we was all supposed to move into a house. I got the house. They kicked me out, got somebody else. Out of nowhere, I'm coming to put my stuff in, somebody else is already there. So I'm like, So I was just like,
and you work?
Nah, right there. Hope they're doing good, but you know what I'm saying? People like that I don't need in my life.
That's a fact.
People like that I definitely don't need in my life.
Man, I tell you, I've been through those experiences from relationships to football to friendships, man. And when you at your lowest, you notice who's really there for you, but then you also notice your true strength.
Yeah.
You notice things in you that you never thought you could do before, or you were able to overcome things that you never thought you could overcome by yourself. Yeah. Sometimes, you know what I mean, I'm very spiritual. I don't call myself religious, but I'm very spiritual in a way where I really believe like God separates you and put you in those times, because sometimes you surround yourself with people, and people only surround your body because they are intrigued by your work ethic, the money, the fashion, the lifestyle that you bring around.
Definitely. I thank God every day. He showed me
Facts.
who was really there for me, who wasn't. That down. If I was still the cocky guy I was, flashing money, doing this, I would have probably had a bunch of fake friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, I built myself back up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know who was there when I was broke.
Right.
Who was helping me when I was on that couch sleeping.
Now, no, what you thought was important, is it still important to you today after you've been through all those experiences?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. My whole mindset is different.
Right.
And when I was a kid, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You got money, you get the finest girls, you get this, you get that, you get this, that. That's not important to me no more.
Right.
Family's important to me, you know.
Right.
Myself, my career,
Right.
that's very important to me.
Right.
I want to take care of myself, my family, everybody. Make sure everybody's good.
Facts. And you know, it's good that you noticing that now at such a young age, because where you're going to be at a year from now is going to be 10 times better.
Oh, definitely.
And sometimes you got to go through that experience. I've been through it. I've definitely been through it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Ever since I got off that coach, every year I progressed. Every year I made more. Every year I do good.
And you might hit the couch again.
Oh,
but at the end
definitely.
of the day, if you hit the couch again, you just remember how you got off the couch in the first place.
Most definitely. I hit the coach again. My mindset,
Facts.
before, I'm not going to take no 5-6 months.
Nah.
It's going to be,
Exactly.
because right when I left Brinks,
Mm-hmm.
I had a job in 20 minutes.
That's it.
Like it didn't take a couple months of me being real down. 20 minutes, I already got a new job.
From that, I get perseverance. So define perseverance to you, or what does perseverance mean to you? You know what I mean? Because I'm getting a lot of that from your story in terms of you just being able to always bounce back.
I mean, perseverance is basically what you said. How you bounce back. What's gonna drive you? What's gonna motivate you? All that.
Right. Because everybody don't got that.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
There's a lot of people who get knocked down tomorrow and they down. They're gonna be down for the rest of the year.
Definitely. People, you see that all day on Wall Street. People is not really built like that. When people lose stuff on Wall Street, they lose their minds. They don't know what to do. They don't know anything else.
They cut their whole family.
Yeah. So you can see some pictures. They got people jumping off buildings because stocks went down.
That's real.
Like there's the economy's gonna come down. It's gonna go back up. Facts. You gotta stick to it, thick and thin.
Now, I believe that comes down to a lot of the upbringing. You know what I mean? And what I say by that, you know what I mean, is because like some people has success handed to them, right? Mm-hmm. Some people are fortunate enough where their family members are able to pass down fortune or pass down houses, businesses, deeds in their names, where they never really had to grind or go through the grit to get what they got. So when they lose it, they lose it all. They lose their mind because they don't know how to get it back. Definitely. But when you start from the bottom and you got to grind to the top, you always know how to get back because you got that motherfucking blueprint. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I say by the upbringing. You know what I mean? We watch our ancestors, we watch our parents, our grandparents struggle and grind and never give up. Definitely. So we inherited that. Now it's up to us to take that to the next level and make something out of nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's that's why I'm proud of you, because from the first time I met you feel me? Like you was a young wild kid. Like, you know what I mean? You just talk a whole lot of shit. I'm like, yo, Sean brother crazy. But at the end of the day, I seen your grind. I seen your maturity over the years, and I seen how you work 2-3 jobs. And I seen that in you, and I know I seen that in me, because that's since I started working. If I had to work 2-3 jobs, do whatever I had to do to make my ends meet, I did it. And as long as you got that type of drive and ambition, you're always going to be successful. Can't nobody take that from you. You feel what I'm saying? And
that's most definitely.
So where we go from there, pretty much, right? You voting? I want I want to know how important, you know what I mean, you think the black vote is. I want to talk to other black people and just ask them, like, how important is the black vote in 2020? We got a whole lot of shit going on. We got Trump in the office. We got Biden in the office. Motherfuckers don't know what's going on. I ain't really into politics, but I'm into politics.
See, like me, I'm gonna keep it 100. Mm-hmm. I'm really not into politics, and like my tax bracket, like it will show that everybody in my class range, they want me to vote for Trump.
Right.
And I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
So I would rather not vote than to go out and vote for him.
Just because of the monetary value.
Because in my head, if I'm voting for him, I'm only thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about my family.
Right.
Because I'm not going to say I'm the highest, but you know what I'm saying? They're not doing what I'm doing.
Right.
So if me being selfish and me voting for Trump, that's taken away from them.
Right.
I'm not. I would rather me stay at the same level, and we're all doing good.
You know, it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
like if I vote for Biden, I'm shooting myself. If I vote for Trump, I don't care about anybody else.
For me, I could agree with you in a sense because one, I'm not voting for Trump in general, but Biden doesn't have me. And
he doesn't have
the confidence. He doesn't have me sold. You get what I'm saying?
Like when he's on stage, he just
Yeah, I get it, and it messes us up in a sense because at the end of the day, who's really gonna do something for black people? Just another black man was shot by the Philadelphia police today, I believe, or yesterday. In terms of the man had mental issues, and he was killed by the Philadelphia police. So at the end of the day, these things are not changing.
Definitely. God rest his soul, too.
Yeah, exactly.
And condolences to his family.
Rest in peace and much respect to his family. At the end of the day, it's like, me and you, that could happen to us any day, bro. So the question is, right, as we continue to strive to be educated, professional, young black men and do the right thing, how do we maintain this energy, this power, and pass it on to others and motivate others to get off the couch and do the right thing and grind and get to it so that we can have abundance of generational wealth, bro? And that's what Man Cave is all about. Each one teach one, you feel what I'm saying? And it's all about me spreading power and knowledge and just learning from your story, my story. I'm not rich, you ain't rich, but at the end of the day, somebody can definitely take information and motivation from this. You get what I'm saying? Because we all can learn from each other. And the more we put our testosterone to the side and the more we learn from each other and build each other up, the more powerful we become as one.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what this is all about, man. Keep grinding, keep striving, keep pushing, never give up, never let nobody tell you your value, never let nobody tell you you ain't shit. And even if you do fall back down, you're gonna get back up 10 times.
Definitely told. I had met plenty of people tell me
you feel me?
Yeah. My principal, my sophomore year in high school, he said I was gonna be dead or in jail by the time I was 21.
Shit. You know what's sad? Because that's like every young black kid's story. Yeah. Ain't that sad? That we all done heard that at least once or twice in our life before.
Definitely. I would never forget. There's keystones in my life that I would never forget.
And when they told you that, did that shit motivate you? Or
it definitely did.
Did that shit deteriorate you and make you say, you know what, fuck it, man, you're right?
No. Right when he told me that, I left his office. I was like, alright. Because he was like, oh, like, at the rate you're going, you'll probably never graduate from here.
Right.
So, boom. Senior year came. I turned I started being a good kid, did my homework, started listening, all that.
Made it out.
Definitely. I wanted to look at him and be like, yo, remember that conversation we had November 10th?
Yep.
And you told me this.
Yep.
And now every time he sees me, he always has oh, hey, how you doing? And that always comes to the back of my head. Always. I will never forget it.
Now, do you think adversity brings the best out of you?
Yes. You
know what I mean? And
you can't doubt somebody like me. You can't. I'm too strong. You can't.
And sometimes, we gotta go through that challenge.
Oh, definitely. I love it.
You know why? Because you get comfortable.
I love it.
You get comfortable. Like, you might have been doing some wild stuff, slacking off, you know what I mean, cutting class, cracking jokes, whatever the case may be, and he's probably looking at you like, yo, I gotta tell this kid something that's gonna get him in line. And if I come to him like straight, like an adult or whatever, he might look at me like, get the out of here. Like, I ain't listening to him. Yeah. But if I challenge him and tell him, like, yo, you ain't gonna make it out, he gonna be just like everybody else, he might turn around. And sometimes it take those little things for us to turn that switch, bro. I done had that experience before too, where people done told me I wasn't gonna be a general manager or I wasn't gonna be no manager in corporate America with a go-to. I remember I had a decision to make. Take my go-to out. It's permanent. It's a part of my culture. So I had this since the 7th grade. It's bigger than fashion for me. You feel me? Like, all my uncles got this. So this is deeper than fashion. So my first job out of college was at Hertz, an internship. I passed all 3 interviews. got to interview with the vice president. She said, yo, I don't know how you got past all 3 interviews with a go-to, but to work for us, you got to take it out.
No, sir.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
So
sir.
at that point in my life, I'm like, damn, I did everything right. I'm a black man, no criminal record. I try to walk a straight line. I graduated out of college. I got a degree. I got the work experience. I got everything. But now you're going to use this one little thing that you can't even see. Only when I smile, if I smile, and I got to smile real bright for you to see it, you're going to use this one thing against me.
That's kind of the same thing with me when a lot of the jobs that I wanted to go for needed that piece of paper.
Right.
And I'm like, I can do that job without this piece of paper.
Right.
Like, I got knowledge without being in school, without doing all that. Because most of the time, to be completely honest, most of the stuff you learn out there in the streets, you can tack it on and you can be perfect.
But you see what we both experienced was some type of systematic boundary that we needed to both cross in order to get what we need to get. You feel me? They put a dress code stating that, and the dress code that they pointed at was a person who looks nothing like me, a white man with a fucking suit, with slick back hair, and a tie, saying that I gotta come to work looking like this. I will never look like that. You feel what I'm saying? So
I came out like
no,
this.
you feel what I'm saying?
My
So
culture's not doing that.
And it is that point where you have to make a decision, like, do I have to sell my soul and change who I am to fit in the society, how people want me to be, or can I be who I am, commit to who I am in a respectful, professional manner, and find my way in this world? Feel me? And once I finally got that shot to prove myself in corporate America, who I was and how I am, I outsold and outshined every man, anybody. You feel me? So, and then you saying I have a bachelor's degree. That's another issue. You feel me? It's another thing where you're capable of doing the job, but because you don't have this qualification, you can't do it. You feel me? Another boundary. That's all it is. I hear people say that all the time. There's a big debate between college and not college. My boy, one of my friends I grew up with, he never went to college, but he always runs into that issue where he can't get that promotion because he don't got the degree, but he got the work experience. You feel me? Or somebody coming out of college, they got the degree, but they can't get the job because they don't got the work experience. So we all
see it
go
all
through
the
it.
time.
We all go through
time.
it. We just gotta navigate and find our way.
Like, not for nothing, like, my boss, like, some of my bosses, I'm not gonna go out and name them, but they got their position because they went to college.
Right.
One of my bosses was like, I'm gonna come for your position. He was like, you'll never have my position because you never went to college. So, meanwhile, I'm out on a run doing my job.
Right.
And I call him, I'm like, I need some help. He's like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, how are you on this certain pedestal?
Right.
Like, that's like being a king and not being able to help your people because you don't know what to do.
And that's how it is. 9 times out of 10 in corporate America, bro. That's how
I'm
it
like,
is.
I don't know, like,
That's how
I don't know where that comes from, where just because you have a piece of paper, you can go do any job.
See, it's not really, for me, it's not about the piece of paper. For me, it's more about the mentality.
Yeah.
Because of my position, because of where I'm at, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I hired you. So when you, and that's why I'm starting to tap into this entrepreneur mindset and this boss mindset instead of this worker mindset. You know, I feel like growing up, I was so triggered into learning how to work, go to college, get a degree, find a job. But this whole time, you never needed a degree to start a business.
You don't.
You feel what I'm saying?
I got plenty of friends. They got businesses. They never went to school.
Never went to school.
Never.
But yet you got to go to school and build yourself up with debt and get a degree to work for a job that person who could start that job and never went to school.
I got friends that got debt. Got debt from college and they can't even make that in 2 years.
In a job, in a year. You feel me? So it's like once you start to notice that and once you start to dissect that, you start to realize like, okay, we got it. Well, for me, not we, but I got to start moving different. I got to start thinking differently. I got to start thinking more in terms of ownership, businesses, long term. You know, it feels good to make $75,000 in a year in a 12-month span, but it feels even better to make $75,000 in 6 months.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And people don't think that way because of how
people
it is.
People too comfortable. People
Facts.
are too comfortable.
But you got to tap into that uncomfort. You feel me? And that's when it comes down to making something out of nothing.
That's why I feel like I strive more because I want more. I want better. There's too much money in this world for me not to have it.
Yeah.
It's too much.
That's a fact.
That's kind of why I got out the couch. There's too much money in this world to be broke.
Facts.
There's definitely problems and repercussions, but there's too much money in this world.
That's a fact. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to calculated risk. And like you said, there is too much money in this world to be broke. But at the same time, it's all about what motivates you. If you're motivated by money, then you're going to go for money. If you're motivated by goals and achieving certain pinnacles in life, then that's what you're going to go for. Me being 29 years old, the 18-year-old Joel and the Joel I am now is two completely different people.
Definitely.
When I was 18, it was all about monetary value. You feel me? All my risk and everything I did was to ensure that I could make a certain amount of money, take care of myself and my family. And what I noticed, what I did to myself throughout those years was cause an unreliable amount of stress on myself because everything I did was just for money. It wasn't for passion, love, or something that I really committed my talents to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm making money. Yes, I'm getting to the bag. Yes, I'm getting everything I want. I'm supporting the people, but inside, you're dying.
Yeah, it's not. This is how I go. This is how I pick my job decisions. It goes. I'm not no order. Money, definitely. How it's ran, like management wise.
Yep.
And am I gonna have fun?
Right.
Cause me, I like to have fun.
Right.
Like my whole life, fun. So I'm not gonna go into a job and I'm miserable.
Facts.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll lose my mind.
Right.
That's why I don't think I can ever have an office job. I can't sit down at a desk and click on the keyboard all day. I can't do it. I can't.
That's why you gotta tap into, like you said, you gotta find what's right for you. You get what I'm saying? And once you do that, then it's so much better, man. But long story short, man, the goal is, like I said, to empower ourselves in a way where we are financially, spiritually, and mentally, and just stable, I should say, overall. You know what I mean? And what it takes to make something out of nothing is just that ultimate drive, that grit, that will, and that passion for success, man. Like, anybody can get off the couch. Anybody can go from ground zero to 100 real quick. It's more mental than physical.
Only takes 5 minutes, a couple seconds. Only one thought. Then that thought goes to another thought. That thought goes to another thought. That thought goes to 5 thoughts.
That's a fact.
Now you're moving. You're moving. Your brain's moving. Now your body's moving. Now you're gonna get up. You're gonna do something. Now you're moving.
That's a fact. But you gotta really tap into that thought.
Yeah.
You feel me?
A lot of people can't do that.
You know why? Because they put a lot of negativity in front of them.
Oh.
And when you said that, you brought me back to this book I read in the past called The Secret. Whatever you put out there is what you get back. If you put positivity out there, you're gonna get positivity back. If you put negativity out there, you're gonna get negativity back. And I'm not perfect at it. I'm very good at achieving goals and overcoming, but there's times when I beat myself up and I put so much negativity in front of me where I can't see my way. So you definitely gotta work on. People have to work on that, especially me myself. I'm definitely getting better at it, but it's what you speak and what you see is what you definitely will become. That's a fact.
For me, I'm like, whatever I put in my head and I say it, I'm gonna make it a reality. I'm gonna make it a reality.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Nah, I'm gonna go do it.
Facts.
I'm gonna go do it because I know in myself, in my head, I know I can do it.
That's power itself. And that's when you so in tune with your spirit and your body that you could make that happen. And the reason why I say that, my first experience ever noticing something that supernatural could happen. I'm a freshman in Kansas, Garden City, Kansas. It's a scrimmage. The fall scrimmage before the season. You know, camp?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm lined up at strong safety, right over the tight end. I say to myself, if this tight end runs a fucking flag route, I am going to kill him. Like, I just said that. I don't know why I said it, yo. But right before the play started, I said, yo, if he runs this route, it's over for this kid. Yo, soon as they said go, I took my 3 steps back. He boom, took a 5-step cut. They threw the ball to him. Yo, I took this tight end's life. And I was like, right then and there, I was like, yo, like, that's power, that's supernatural, that's God, or that's something higher than me, because how did I speak that into existence? Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like, yo, being tapped in, being positive, being able to see that, do that, is supernatural, man.
For me, it's like, I was on the field, I'm like, I see somebody, I know who their best player is. They always have me, I'm playing safety, wearing bad defense, one safety. So they're always putting me over the best player.
Right.
Best wide receiver, best tight end. They're putting me, they're shadowing me over, or they're putting me right up on. So I'm like, all right, I know, boom, the ball's coming to him. I'm not going to let anybody blindside me. I'm not going to, it's me and him.
Right.
And I know I'm not going to get embarrassed.
Right.
That's not going to happen to me. But sometimes you kind of, I'm not going to get embarrassed. You get embarrassed. Some people, all right, well, they start tackling.
Yeah. Because like, they put too much stuff in their head. Now they can't play. Yeah, they think too much.
Me, same thing. I put sports into life. It's a learning process.
Right.
It's a learning process. You're not going to be great at everything the first time.
Fact.
But you keep going. You get that out your head fast.
Yep.
You'll learn.
Learning process. That's key. That's fact. Repetition.
My job now.
Yeah.
I go on skyscrapers, big buildings. I'm 270. I'm 6'1". You think my big self is about to be all the way 80 feet, 90 feet, 100 feet in the air? No.
Right.
My first couple times, I'm like, what the? I'm breaking my neck trying to look to the top of the building. After a certain time now, I go up the ladder with stuff in my hands, big.
Chilling
yeah,
out. Yeah.
No hands.
Comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. It just takes practice.
Fact.
Practice. You're definitely gonna have the bubbles, everything. But after, all right, boy, next time, I'm gonna get it.
Facts. I agree, man. And I mean, shit, at the end of the day, yo, it's all about overcoming, progressing, and just staying humble, yo, and dedicated to the grind. You know what I mean? Being able to persevere, remain mentally tough. That's how you make something out of nothing. And I done did that many times. I done seen it happen and lost it all, got it back. You know what I mean? And you always gonna get it back as long as you stay focused, as long as you stay on course. So, I mean, before we end it, man, like, anything else you want to tell the people, any word you want to give them?
Just keep going. Stay mental tough. You're gonna get knocked down. It happens. You're gonna get knocked down. It's either you're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna stay down. You're gonna get knocked down, you're gonna keep going. That's the big thing.
That's a fact.
That's the big thing.
That's a fact. And you heard my man. Is either you gonna get knocked down, you're gonna keep going. What you gonna do? Like I keep telling y'all, it's the fourth quarter. Score is 14-20. We trying to go up 2021, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Yes, sir.
You heard?